Hey everybody, it's Randy with Carchaeology, and I am going to clean this Mercedes. So this beauty has been sitting dormant in a garage up in Northern California since 1986. That's what, 37 years or so that it's been sitting. And the time has not been super kind to it. Unfortunately, the garage was something that was kind of dug into a hillside in a moist climate area, and there's a fair bit of surface rust that has happened. There's also some rust in the floors underneath that I'm going to have to attend to. It's a little musty smelling inside. I want to do some cleanup there so that that is no longer an issue. And I want to give this body a good scrub and see what I've got. Some of this stuff, well, it's just dust. I know that's going to come off and we're going to get some color there. But looking underneath it, well, there's some cracking and stuff in the paint. Now, I have looked close, and this definitely has been repainted at one point. You can see here where some of the paint has chipped off, and you can see the original white paint down underneath it. So right there is original finish, and this is a top coat up above it. And it might be interesting to play around with that. I've seen some good luck in fairly decent results from people actually peeling off that top layer of paint, especially if it wasn't applied very well, which it doesn't look like it was. I mean, looking at this surface here, which is the original finish versus the top coat right here, I mean, this is still shiny underneath there, and it may be possible to actually polish that and make it look decent. So I don't know, I'm going to play with it. First, I want to give it a bath and tell it that I love it and welcome it here to the lab and start the process of bringing this fantastic vintage Mercedes back to life. Now, there's something, well, quite special about the baptism, the first bath of a car like this, and trying to capture this one-handed here is going to be an interesting task. But obviously things are cooked on there and caked on there pretty well. But we've got a little color back. So I'm going to put the phone down here, maybe do a time lapse. Definitely a nice transformation just with that first bath, getting all that muck and junk off of there. You can see that it's actually a pretty decent car. Now, it does have this acne going on here, these little rust spots that have started out because of the moisture that was in the garage, but I've got a treatment for that, and I've been working it on the other side. You can see as I go across the nose here how it's rusty looking there and it's not here. And then this side where it was really heavy, I've actually gone over that, and that's looking so much better. And I've gone down this whole side here, just trying to clean up those spots where there was that surface rust. Now, if you look close, the damage is still there. What I've gotten rid of is the rust stains. And basically, I'm just using a mega fine steel wool to scrape that stuff off of there, to clean that. It's taking off a little bit of the flaking paint, so it's a little bit smoother surface. And as you can see, as you stand back, the car's looking significantly better. Now, the more I work that area, the better I can make it look. As I get down around the fender wells here and stuff, I can get that staining off of there, get it back to the ivory. Certainly the damage is going to remain. Not much you can do about that unless you go into repainting. But it's all about preserving the car, stopping that rust, and well, just trying to make the best out of what you've got. And I'm really pleased with what I've got here so far. It's going to be really fun to finish that process of going around the car, and see what it looks like. And then maybe at some point go after it with some polish and stuff as well. Might be able to get a little bit of shine out of that. Got some chrome to clean up, got some tires to try to fill up. And already it is looking much happier here. And I haven't even taken it off the trailer. Look at that smiling face. Man, I love this thing. What a cool ride. So I'm out here working on the interior of the 190 SL. I've taken the vacuum in here. I've sucked out all the goop and muck and dust and whoever all knows what was on the bottom of the floors in here, including all the bug guts and things that were stuck on the inside of the windshield. It looks like moth wings or something. The seats are really pretty gnarly here. I've started scrubbing here on this seat here using a little bit of cleaner. It looks like I'm going to be able to get some color back there. The rear seat pad in here, that it was somebody's custom piece there, that actually looks pretty nice. Doesn't really match everything else that's in here, but I think I'll be able to get some color back into this and actually make those look like seats that you'd want to sit on. I'm really curious to get into the steering wheel here. This is originally kind of an ivory wheel, but it's turned real brown. So I want to go after that with something and see if I can clean off that really kind of gnarly brown stuff and get a little color back to that. As far as the material on the dash, it's completely cooked. I think I might just remove that from cleanliness sake. It's kind of cool looking blown apart, but I imagine once you're driving down the road, which I certainly hope to be, pieces of that will come flying off and get in your mouth and so on and so forth, and that would be bad. So in any case, top down, beautiful sunny California day. I cannot wait to be behind the wheel of this thing and rolling on down the road, because even in its slightly faded patina form, it is one sexy beast. Well, I'd say that's a pretty miraculous transformation for a first bath and a little scrub of those rusty areas. I've got the front end jacked up here. I'm trying to get this front tire to seat again to see if it'll hold some air. But I've kind of gone around the car with its initial clean and scrub. And as the sun comes out here, this is turning into a really respectable looking car. Now, obviously, it still needs some restoration if I wanted to go that route, but I think the preservation route is fun too. In the car, if I can get it up and running and driving nice, it's kind of cool. It tells a story the way that it is right here. Now, I could have left it dirty. People really love the dirty, dusty stuff, and it's a little bit of a shame to clean it off, but I took a lot of photos of it and some video of it coming out of there so we know what it looked like. And dirt doesn't help. Active rust doesn't help. That stuff does not sleep. If I can stabilize the paint, try to get something in there to kind of protect those areas where the paint is thin and rust has started, especially out here in the California desert where the moisture isn't an issue. Put this thing back in the garage in Berkeley and let it sit for another 10 years, and well, that surface rust could have started working its way through. In any case, lots to do still here on the Mercedes. Haven't done anything with the interior. I'm letting it air out a little bit because it's definitely a little stanky in there. You can see a little bit of shine to that paint. It'll be fun to see if I can get it to gloss up a little bit more. Really try to make it look the best that it can look. In any case, please follow along for more videos on the wonderful Barn Find Mercedes here. Definitely in the future, we're going to try to get this thing started, running, driving, and further preservation and stabilization of this paintwork and anything that's an original piece of the car. So in any case, they are still out there, folks. Keep on digging them up and driving them. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.